Ace Bailey has canceled his workout with the Sixers. He's the only NBA prospect from the U.S. to not work out with anyone, and the Sixers have not ruled out selecting Bailey, but I'm going to be real. The dreams of Ace Bailey being on the Sixers, it should be over. Mainly because I have no interest in his frame of mind, whether it's him or his agent, most likely his agent. They believe he deserves number one option reps, and that's what they want. That's why they're trying to force him to the Washington Wizards or the Brooklyn Nets. They're not trying to get in the position that Jonathan Kuminga got himself into in Golden State. I think I made the mistake of worrying about top 3 money, and I think they still do want that top 3 money. They just don't want the Sixers to pick him. They want the Sixers to trade with the Wizards or the Brooklyn Nets, whoever has that number one option opportunity for Ace Bailey. But it's more about the long-term money. Their mindset obviously is not about winning. Their mindset is to get to that max contract as soon as possible. I thought this was a great post. Seems like the strategy is get Bailey anywhere where he can get 20 to 25 points a night, maybe even more by his 3rd year, putting up highlight plays on a nightly basis with little to no regard for efficiency or impact on winning. Ideally, force yourself to the East, which is a considerably weaker conference where you have a chance to make the playoffs, even if you're not very good. Position Ace as the young leader of an up-and-coming team that's making strides. Get that sweet max contract money. I can't even be mad at that because this stuff still works in the NBA and is likely a more viable route towards a max contract than an MPJ-like path as a scaled-down catch-and-shoot wing on a contending team. It's really going to be the Wizards. I think the reason I had hope for Ace Bailey is because I wanted to see what he could do with his tools, with structure, with coaching. Would he buy in defensively? Because man, oh man, he can be a heck of a defender if he does. And with where the Sixers are at, he would be put in that position where he would have to earn minutes through defense, playing a role, playing hard. But the sad thing is, long term for the Sixers, there's an avenue for him to become a guy on the team behind Maxey or even on the same level as Maxey and Jared McCain, because you look at the position he's at. What is the future of the Sixers at that position? Once Paul George's contract is up, there really is no future. But I also understand where Ace's camp is coming from. They don't want to be Jonathan Kuminga. We know how coaches are towards young players when you're in a winning situation. They get a short leash and they're more likely to go with the veteran like Kyle Lowry rather than the rookie that can potentially make mistakes. And the rookie, his mistakes get magnified. Meanwhile, the dudes who have been there, they can make those same mistakes. And it just doesn't really seem to matter. Overall, this does not fit the template of what has been working in previous draft classes for the Sixers. The Sixers have been targeting high character players that don't really think deeply into this type of stuff quite yet. Just get me in the NBA and I'm going to be happy and I'm going to do my thing, whatever you ask. And we go from there. And obviously, Ace Bailey's camp probably looked at Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. Tyrese Maxey sat the bench his whole rookie year. Jared McCain didn't play the first 20 games, and it took like half the team to get injured to get on the court. Now, obviously, they were in different situations because they were not lottery picks. But overall, Ace Bailey is not going to be guaranteed playing time. Or if he is, it's going to be less time than day one. And I think that's a big deal for his camp. I think the thing for me is, like, if you're so confident in yourself, couldn't you work in any situation? You couldn't reach that level anywhere you go. It kind of just tells me that this confidence might just be fake confidence overall. It just feels like they want the easy way. And I think going to Rutgers was also taking the easy way. And personally, I don't think that's what's best for Ace's development. I think he needs to be put in situations where it's not comfortable for him. Just the way he's operating and his camp's operating is something that just reeks of Ben Simmons type of shenanigans. And I really don't want that near the Sixers. His archetype is a dream. His shot making is a dream. His potential defensively is a dream, but he's never going to live up to that potential in a meaningful way. He can probably go to Brooklyn or Washington and do the Jalen Green thing where he puts up 20 points inefficiently, but everyone knows once they get into the playoffs, he's probably not going to be that guy. And then all of a sudden, he's going to be in trade machines. I personally just think his side is a little too money hungry in my opinion. Say he does turn into an MPJ type. MPJ's still making $38 million. Life-changing money. Generational money. Oh, he's not going to be making $50 million. Like, what are we doing here? If you're a client of Ace Bailey, you have a chance to put him next to Paul George and he can pick his brain. One of the best handlers at that size. One of the biggest weakness is Ace Bailey's handle. You put him next to one of the hardest workers in the league, Tyrese Maxey. I'm sure Maxey would be inviting him to the gym every single day. Oh, but no, we need to make 50 mil instead of 38 mil because he'll be living paycheck to paycheck. Fuck that mindset. What happened to the love of the game? What happened to win first, win championships? You can become a legend in Philadelphia, but you want to go rot in Washington? Get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you, it's just the easy way out. And if you're playing basketball for that reason, once you get that next paycheck, that $40+ million contract, you're just going to revert into laid back mentality. If I was in a meeting with Ace Bailey and his client, first off, I would be like, can you look me in the eye with a straight face and tell me, based on your resume at Rutgers, the stats, the efficiency, that's what your role immediately should be in the NBA? Say it with a straight face, please. And then I would be like, you want to continue to play with teammates that don't get you shots, don't make wide open threes. That's what you want to do rather than go into a role right away where you're getting created butt naked open looks, butt naked open driving lanes. That's what you want to do. Anyway, I digress. So Draft Express also put out there, it's worth noting, Daryl Morey has selected several players in the past without a private workout, including Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. The Sixers scouted Rutgers extensively all season and interviewed him in Chicago. They could very well still select Ace Bailey at number 3. The thing about that, though, is the analytics that Daryl Morey typically follows when drafting someone does not lead to Ace Bailey. It leads to VJ Edgecombe. And then you consider Ace canceling a workout. I just find it hard to believe that Daryl would still go for Ace. Now, according to Brett Siegel, the 76ers have offered multiple first-round picks in addition to the third pick to the Spurs to move up one spot and select Dylan Harper. The Spurs haven't budged. Now a big decision faces Philly with the number 3 overall pick. Come on, Spurs. Just be normal. You just traded for De'Aaron Fox. He needs the rock. Dylan Harper needs the rock. They both can't shoot consistently off the catch. You put in Stephon Castle as well. You're setting up Wemby for failure. Oh, guess what? De'Aaron Fox and Harper on the court at the same time. I'm sending triple teams to Wemby and living with them shooting 3-pointers. It is what it is. I don't care. And I know you don't draft for fit. Whatever. I don't care. You got Wemby. You got a generational talent. You got your number 1 option. Now's the time to think about fit and building a cohesive team. They still got Jeremy Sohan as well on the team who can't shoot. Nobody can shoot on that squad. Quit ruining our draft plans and just be like a normal franchise. This whole San Antonio Spurs, they still think they're living in their heyday, making all the right decisions. No, they've been poverty. More poverty than the Sixers over the years. They just were granted and gifted from Adam Silver, Victor Wembanyama. These franchises piss me off. You know what would be funny? Imagine Ace Bailey goes to San Antonio. They would put him in the G League before giving him 10 shots per game. That's all I got, though. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace out.